Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zack, and today I am driving a 2024 Ferrari 296 GTB. Behind me is a 3.0 liter twin-turbo V6, as well as a plug-in hybrid system, and down below is an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this Ferrari 296 GTB for several reasons. First of all, it's the only second Ferrari review that I've done here on the channel. And this is the first modern Ferrari that I've driven. I drove the Testarossa last summer, and now this summer I get to try out the 296. The second reason is the fact that this is a plug-in hybrid. It makes 819 horsepower, it has all the bells and whistles, and now comes from an era where Ferrari still had at least a couple of brain cells left, unlike the new Luce. And so today, we're going to be trying out the 296 GTB. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. But let's get back to that 3-liter twin-turbo plus the electric motor. So altogether, it makes 819 horsepower. It has a 7.45 kilowatt-hour battery on board and allows you to drive 16 miles in all electric mode. So if you got to get out of your gated neighborhood and you want to do it silently, you can do it here in the Ferrari 296 GTB. But when it is all paired together, it gives you 819 horsepower out to those rear wheels, which is quite fun, if I do say so myself. Now, like I said, paired to it is an 8-speed automatic dual clutch. This thing does not come to play. It does not care about your comfort. It is here to shift the gears as fast as humanly possible, and it does that pretty well. Last but not least, as I alluded to earlier, it is rear wheel drive. So how does it feel to drive the 296 GTB? It's incredible. It's great. That horsepower is right under your right foot anytime you want it. It's so responsive. And honestly, I wouldn't really know that it was a plug-in hybrid besides the little button for the charge port, and that's about it. Like, this doesn't feel like a new age blah blah blah. This feels old school in the fact that it's just about going fast. I love this. I am a Ferrari fan. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a completely digital gauge cluster. I do have to say that there's a lot going on here in the gauge cluster. However, it's not overbearing and it's not too confusing to look at. There is a lot, but it's laid out in a very clear and concise way, so I honestly didn't feel myself getting too annoyed with it. What I did get annoyed with is the steering wheel. So on the steering wheel, we have our turn signals, we have the engine start-stop button, the drive modes, the headlights, the wipers, and some haptic buttons, and it's just, this is too much. This is such a mishmash of way too much going on. I don't need all of this on the steering wheel. As a matter of fact, for driver's cars, I much prefer to have nothing on the steering wheel, maybe cruise control if necessary, but this is just all way too much. We also have paddle shifters around the back, and that's actually how you get it into gear. So you just start the car, paddle up into 1, and then you're in drive mode. We also do get a shift light up at the top of the steering wheel, so again, a lot going on. Off to the left, we do have a climate control vent. We have some headlight options, as well as our camera buttons and our nose lifter, power mirrors, and things like that. And moving out of the door, we have the button to get in and out. We have our charge door, as well as gas cap release and frunk release, and 3 levels of memory seats. Moving into the center, we get another climate control vent and our climate controls themselves. I love how small and concise this is, even though they are haptic buttons. I love how little space this takes up. And off to the far right, this is where you'll find your performance info and navigation and settings for the passenger. So you don't get any center screen. All of that is actually ran through the gauge cluster screen. That's just for the passenger to see what you're doing. Down below, we have a wireless charger and a cup holder. So we will do a big friggin' bottle test in the 296 GTB, and it comes so incredibly close to passing, but at the end of the day just doesn't, which is a little annoying, but it still has a cup holder, so I consider that somewhat of a win. Then we have our hazard switch, and sort of the shifter. So off to left, you flip this down to put it into reverse. You can select between auto and manual, or PS mode, which Ferrari told me don't push. Don't know why, don't know what it does. They said don't touch it. Then we have our window switches, a slot for the key, tiny little center area with 2 USB-A's. A little behind the times here, Ferrari, come on. And then the seats. The seats are decently comfortable for how thin and small they are. They definitely are performance-oriented seats. They are a lot more rugged than what you might find in like an S-Class or Rolls-Royce or things like that. But I'm a big guy, about 270 pounds right now, 5'11", and I fit in here really, really well. So that is very good. However, we don't have any back seats, but we do have a trunk, so let's go talk about that. All right, around the front of the Ferrari, we do have the key here. The key is really, really cool. It is just the Ferrari logo, and on the back we have lock and unlock, which also doubles as the frunk popper, as well as a 296 GTB logo on it. Very, very cool there, but we'll double tap it and it will release the frunk. And then you still have to find the latch, which is just to the right of the Ferrari logo. And there you go. That is the frunk of the 296 GTB. Something to note, this is the charger, comes with a car cover, charger, plug it into your wall, things like that. 296 GTB. And it has all of the personal specifications of this exact car. Serial number 306882. So very, very cool to see that. It makes you feel special, This is a Ferrari. You're spending a lot of money. It should be personal. It should be special. And that just reinforces that. Honestly, the frunk is pretty usable. I was able to fit all my camera equipment up here without intruding into the cabinet at all. So it was very, very nice. You could put your groceries up here, a couple cases of cold ones for the weekend, whatever it might be. You could fit it in the front of your 296. We also get the original paint Rosso Corsa Ferrari 322. So very, very cool sticker there. But that is the front trunk of a 296 GTB, if you've ever been curious. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and it's a Ferrari. I mean, it's in red. I think it's gorgeous. I think the 296 looks absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. I love it. And it still oozes that, personality. Does this get mixed up with a C8 Corvette? Maybe, but I think that's more of a shine on the Corvette and less of a blow to Ferrari. I think this still looks really, really good. It's finished in red, of course it is. It has the tan seats, exactly how I would spec my 296, so I think at that point it's very, very good. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the 296 GTB? Well, here's the thing. I think a lot of people see twin turbo V6, they see plug-in hybrid, and they might shake their fist at it. And I'm not a Ferrari purist. Again, I've only driven 3, reviewed 2, and so I'm not going to get into the lineage thing. I'm not going to argue that Enzo Ferrari only wanted a certain way and a V6 is I don't care. Behind the wheel, this is one of the coolest, best cars I've ever driven. The power is so immediate and so visceral. You get turbo noises over your ear, and there's no lag at all. It's faster than sin. This car can race the sunlight and win. And honestly, the boost noises are freaking insane, and I love it. As someone who loves tuner cars, as someone that loves a big turbo slapped on a Honda Civic, you get that noise here, and maybe that's cheapifying it. Maybe Ferrari owners are like, ugh, I can't believe I hear the turbos. But me, as a silly automotive YouTuber who loves a good blow-off valve, this is feeding me here today. Oh, it is so freaking good out here on track. Oh. And the shifts are lightning quick. It does everything a Ferrari should do. It wows you, it excites you, and it looks gosh darn good while doing it. That is the importance. That is what this car should be about, and that's what this car is about. It is so cool. Now, what is interesting is that what this closely feels like is the Corvette C8 Z06 I recently drove. And you start to do a price calculation in your head, but there's something so special about this. And to be driving all of this, experiencing turbo noises and performance driving and all the rest, see, coming around the corner here, doing all of that with the prancing horse looking back at you, That's special. Chevy can't replicate that. They just can't. Oh, that is special. This car is incredibly, incredibly cool, incredibly special. And the big point I wanted to make while driving this video, or the point I wanted to make with this video, is the fact that I feel like a lot of reviewers get really critical of Ferrari. And rightfully so. Maybe this isn't the best product they've ever made. But to me, a kid who grew up driving crappy Pontiacs and a rusted out Dodge Ram, this is everything I've ever wanted. I had posters of these as a kid. I've always loved them in Formula One, and now behind the wheel, this is certainly a mountaintop to be climbed, and the view ain't so bad. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Autobahn Country Club for letting me borrow their Ferrari 296 GTB and take it out on the track. What an amazing, amazing experience here today. Please come down to Autobahn Country Club. This is the coolest automotive spot in the Midwest, and I've been to a lot of them. It is just such a lovely, lovely experience. So huge thank you to Autobahn Country Club. Their information will be down in the description below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.